What does J.R.R. Tolkien mean when he uses the word doom? Well, at first this seems like a silly question. We all know what the word doom means. It means some terrible fate or awful disaster that's about to befall or that's inevitable in the long run. Well, Tolkien does very frequently use the word that way. A doom is a catastrophic disaster, a terrible ending, something that is hanging over characters and that is going to occur. But that's not the only way that he uses it. He also uses it to mean at least three other things. One is a judgment, like a judgment call, as for instance when Elrond says this is the doom that we now must deem, meaning it's not something that fate is forcing on the characters, but a judgment that they themselves are going to make, that they are going to choose and then pursue. Other times the word doom simply means the ending that is in the long run, the purpose or the telos, to use the Greek term, towards which something is tending. So it is the fate in the sense that it's where things are going to end up, but it could be good or bad or neutral. It is simply the end result towards which things are tending or which is inevitably going to come about in the long run. And finally, and perhaps most strangely to our ears, he even uses doom to mean something good, even a gift. The most complicated of these is the idea that death is a doom to human beings, but it is a gift. It is a gift from Eru Ilúvatar to men, that is, the race of men, not males, but the human species. And of course, we think of death as something more like a curse, as something terrible. But Tolkien, throughout his legendarium, wrestled with the idea that somehow death is a gift, and that it takes us from the realms of this world to the realm of Ilúvatar in some way that is not fully understood. And it is the doom of the elves to be tied to the fate of this material realm. So it's a fascinating word that Tolkien uses, and of course he digs deeply into its history, its implications throughout the past of language, and its theological meanings as well. So next time you're reading through the Legendarium or watching the movies, keep your eyes and ears open for the word doom and see what its range of meanings and resonances are in the various uses you encounter. There are others as well, so if I've skipped some that you know about, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks.